Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Hare Krishna to everybody. And I'll just read from the mobile. Everyone should strictly follow the regulations of 16 rounds daily. If one is busy for other Krishna consciousness activities and cannot fulfill the regular routine of chanting, he must compensate it the next day, curtailing his activities in the matter of sleeping or eating or any other sense gratificatory process. Letter from 11/10/69. The 16 rounds is just a minimum one set for my disciples, so they will chant at least that much. Actually, chanting should always be going on. Letter from 25/6/74. On another occasion, Srila Prabhupada said, this chanting of 60 rounds is absolutely necessary if one wants to remember Krishna and not forget him. CC Madhya 22.113. Among all the regulative principles given by the spiritual master, his order to chant at least 16 rounds is the most important one. Once in London, a devotee only managed to chant 15 rounds by the late evening and then went to sleep because he was very tired. During the night, he heard the bell ringing. He went downstairs, opened the door, and there was Srila Prabhupada standing before him. Have you chanted your 16 rounds? Srila Prabhupada asked. Before the devotee could answer, he woke up, realizing that Srila Prabhupada had appeared in a dream. Immediately he sat up in his bed and chanted the last round, chanting loudly enough to hear oneself. When Haridas Thakur became very sick due to old age, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu addressed him as follows. Now that you have become old, you may reduce the number of rounds you chant daily. You are already liberated and therefore you need not follow the regulative principles very strictly. CC Antya 11.24. In the purport to this verse, Srila Prabhupada writes, the first regulative principle is that one must chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra loudly enough so that he can hear himself, and one must vow to chant a fixed number of rounds. Chanting should be accompanied by regulative principles. For a few months, the sons of Prajapati Daksha drank only water and ate only air. Thus, undergoing great austerities, they recited this mantra. Let us offer our respectful obeisance unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always situated in his transcendental abode. Since he is the Supreme Person, Paramahamsa, let us offer our respectful obeisance unto him. SB 6.5.27 and 28. These verses may provide the impression that the chanting of the Maha Mantra or other Vedic mantras has to be accompanied by the severe austerities. Prabhuji, however, I guess we read this, right?
Yeah, that's what I just sent
Yeah.
now because I'm feeling like we already read it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think this is worth reading.
So chanting in front of Tulsi. Yeah, I'll read once again from here. Yeah. Chanting in front of Tulsi. In connection with 10 offenses and their rectification, it is recommended again and again to associate with pure Vaishnavas. The holy Tulsi is one such pure devotee of the Lord in the form of a plant. Therefore, chanting in front of Tulsi is immensely powerful, as the personal example of Srila Haridasa Thakur shows. Haridas Thakur constructed a cottage in a solitary forest. There he planted a tulsi plant, and in front of the tulsi he would chant the holy name of the Lord 300,000 times daily. He chanted throughout the entire day and night. CC Antya 3.100. Srila Prabhupada comments, without difficulty one can sit down anywhere, especially on the bank of Ganga, Yamuna or any sacred river. Devise a sitting place or cottage, plant a tulasi, and before the tulasi chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra undisturbed. Of course, in places like Europe, there are no holy rivers like the Ganga and the Yamuna, only the river Rhine and the Thames, where fish are drifting bottom up. Thus, we have to create such a holy atmosphere ourselves. One can plant tulasi and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in her presence without being disturbed. Srila Prabhupada continues the above purport. The process of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with a vow before tulasi plant has such great spiritual potency that simply by doing this one can become spiritually strong. Therefore, we request the members of the Hare Krishna movement to follow Haridas Thakur's example rigidly. Chanting 16 rounds does not take much time, nor is offering respects to the Tulsi plant difficult. The process has immense spiritual potency. One should not miss this opportunity. The inner attitude towards chanting. Taste for chanting comes from chanting. The sounds of the material and spiritual worlds are completely different. Spiritual sound vibration is nectarian and eternal, whereas the sound of the material world is hackneyed and temporary. The sound of the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, gradually increases the enthusiasm of the chanter. Even after chanting the Hare Krishna 24 hours a day, one will never feel tired and provided one chants purely. After pushing through one's conditioned nature, which otherwise chokes down the fire of enthusiasm like stinking wet blankets, one attains a level which finally can be called spiritual, whereas the monotonous repetition of material words soon leads to exhaustion. Once some devotees asked how they could increase their desire to chant. Srila Prabhupada answered, by performing some kirtana. Just like if a man drinks and if he drinks, then you become a drunkard. The example amused the audience. Drink more and you become a drunkard. Similarly, chant more and you become a perfect chanter. Lecture from 11 to 75. Weeding in the garden of chanting. While the neotype chants the holy name of the Lord to cultivate the creeper of devotional service, Bhakti Lata, weeds might also start to grow. They are classified as Nisiddhachara, actions that are prohibited in the Shastras, scriptures, and which must be strictly avoided by a person who wants to attain perfection. Untiyati, diplomacy and duplicity, like the propensity to find faults or to pretend to be an important devotee. This behavior satisfies neither the body nor the mind nor the soul. Jiva Himsa, killing animals but also envying other living entities. Srila Prabhupada renders an additional meaning. The word Jiva Himsa actually means stopping the preaching of Krishna consciousness. Preaching work is described as para upakara, welfare activity for others. Those who are ignorant of the benefits of devotional service must be educated by preaching. If one stops preaching and simply sits down in a solitary place, he is engaging in material activity. CC Madhya 12.135. Labha, the desire for material gain, and puja, striving for popularity and admiration. Pratishta, the desire to become an important person in the material world, and the other material desires as well, as Srila Prabhupada explains. A neophyte devotee is certain to be attacked by other material desires as well, women and money. In this way, the heart is again filled with dirty things and becomes harder and harder like that of a materialist. Gradually, one desires to become a reputed devotee or an avatara incarnation. CC Madhya 12.135. So I stop here for today's reading and just a brief summarize. So in today's reading, we understand that how important it is and how spiritual and holy it is by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in front of the Tulasi, who is none other other than the greatest devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. So, making a practice of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in front of Tulsi and obeying obeisances to Tulsi and offering our prayers to Tulsi is one of the way to increase our spiritual strength. However, we also came to know that in previous class readings that chanting is the least that one should be not missing for any reason, irrespective whatever maybe it is. Like we saw how Srila Prabhupada makes sure that his pure devotee, when he missed the single round of chanting, so we are being given alerts by our spiritual masters when we are really sincere. The spiritual master makes sure that we reach the goal of the chanting for the day. And a beautiful analogy was given how one can develop the taste and get a hangover of chanting and get being eluded by the chanting process. Just like how one drinks and gets drunk, drinking habit, similarly chanting can be increased and can be purified only by chanting and chanting and chanting. But in the meantime, we have to also understand and be careful that when we are growing and nurturing the creeper of the devotion, we have to also be careful to weed out simultaneously the other characters which may hinder our devotional service, such as killing animals, that is nothing but prohibiting meat eating, and being very clear, not having duplicity and not finding faults in someone rather than fixing the faults in us and following the scriptures perfectly, and also not having a desire for material gain or popularity and not establishing any fames and expecting praises